Hey, what's going on? This is King Kong 9100 back with another video, and let's just cut right to it. Today we're going to be talking about how King Kong can defeat Godzilla. Since Kong was nerfed in this universe, I think he'll earn his title of being called King Kong after his fight with Godzilla, when he's shown to be an equal force and to actually go the distance. Before we start, a couple disclaimers. One, we're specifically using the legendary versions of Godzilla and Kong, so I don't want to hear anyone saying Godzilla tanked the black hole or Godzilla can regenerate. You know, it doesn't apply to these two versions of the kaiju we're using, so just try not to say any random shit. Two, I want you guys to know that I'm not a Kong fanboy. Okay, well, let me rephrase that. I'm obviously a die-hard Kong fanboy and a Godzilla fanboy, but let me put it like this. Just because I like one monster more than the other doesn't mean I'll be biased towards the outcome. I'm looking at this from a logical standpoint. Three, oh god, get on with the fucking video already. Okay, easy. Three, and this is one that must be understood from everyone, disrespect will absolutely not be tolerated. This is a video of me giving logical reasons as to why I think Kong can beat Godzilla.
Now, I know that is a mighty big, nasty pill to swallow. But swallow it, you most certainly motherfucking will.
Yeah, but if I say anyone disrespecting others or me, then you'll be blocked from commenting. I'm not fucking around because I'm a Godzilla fan, but let me tell you guys something. This fan base is so goddamn toxic that Godzilla himself wouldn't be able to handle such fucking radiation. You have no idea how much hate I get for giving logical reasons that lead to Godzilla losing, which is why people decide to bash me and be rude. This is my video, so I'm not gonna have it. Any rudeness or insults won't be tolerated. If you can't handle that, then get the fuck off this video. Now, there's gonna be a lot of estimating because we just have not seen a fully grown adult Kong yet, but from what we've seen, I made some pretty safe bets about him as an adult. Hey guys, also another thing, and this is me like re-recording this part of the video, is that it is not fair at all to say that Kong will automatically lose. We haven't seen a fully grown adult Kong yet, so to say that is just totally unfair. We haven't even seen we've seen an adult Godzilla, and we know he's not going to do any more growing. Right now, we're not sure if he's going to get any new powers in the upcoming film. He certainly looks more powerful, but yeah, I mean, it's still, Kong and Godzilla are bound to fight, okay? The film is going to be made whether you guys like it or not. So Kong will stand the chance against Godzilla and then some. So yeah, saying one has the advantage over the other purely because of the fact that there's a size difference is not fair. Or to say that Kong got weakened by bullets. He didn't get weakened by bullets, he shrugged them off. But also remember that he's a kid, and when you triple in size, you know damn well your durability is gonna more than triple. And your strength, you're going to be on Godzilla's level. So, yeah. Keep that in mind, guys. For the battle itself, we're going to be picturing Kong at 300 feet tall. My ideal size. Okay, so that was my shit ton of disclaimers. Now, before we get to the meat of the video, I want to debunk two things a lot of gfans use as a get out of jail free card. These are two greatly illogical reasons and rumors. One is Godzilla survived a meteor, and the other is Godzilla's breath was weakened by the EMP. Now I'm just going to get straight to debunking this, so pay attention. First up, the meteor, and this can easily be debunked with using pure logic. For starters, let me just get this out there that Godzilla Awakening and the novel were both written with an earlier draft of the movie's script in mind, so that's why there are a lot of inconsistencies. But the most insane one is Godzilla being able to survive a meteor. To me, it just doesn't make any sense at all whatsoever that he's able to survive that, but almost get killed by the two Mutos. And he did almost die by the two Mutos, just to be clear. Had Ford not destroyed the nest, the two Mutos would have killed Godzilla by beating him to death. One thing I hear someone saying to their computer is, well, the Mutos evolved specifically to kill Godzilla. Alright, see, the flaw right there is that, and I think this is a given, is that in Godzilla King of the Monsters, Godzilla will obviously need help from Rodan and Mothra to beat King Ghidorah. King Ghidorah didn't evolve next to Godzilla from what we've seen. He was in the iceberg. Maybe the cave painting is the same Ghidorah, or maybe it's a totally different one since it had a blown off head. Or maybe, just maybe it's a depiction of the future. I don't know, but that's just a theory I heard. But my point is, Ghidorah didn't evolve next to Godzilla to be able to defeat him. If a creature grows big and powerful enough, it can defeat Godzilla, and that's what Kong's case is here. So that whole the Mutos evolved specifically to kill Godzilla, that whole point is just moot, okay? No. Okay, no. It's not valid. So Godzilla did not survive a meteor at point blank range. But wait, he still survived the nuke. With the nuke, Godzilla took that as a hint and disappeared for years. So he may have been really hurt or just not hurt at all and doing his own thing. He does feed off of radiation, so that does factor majorly with his durability. But it's still like really impressive. However, no matter what nuke he can take, it won't stop him from a kaiju beating. That was the case with the Mutos, who had Godzilla bleeding profusely, and that's what Kong's case will be as well. Now, on to the other topic, the EMP. I know I'll hear a bunch of people saying, it was confirmed by the writers and it was in the novel. Well, again, the novel was written with an earlier draft of the movie's script in mind, so you can't really use that. Even if the writer confirmed it, there's literally no evidence whatsoever in the movie pointing to this rumor. I've heard a theory that it disabled the spark in Godzilla's throat that ignites his flame, but I'm a bit iffy on that theory since we haven't really gone his anatomy and how his breath works and all that. But there's no evidence that proves to this, so it does not count. And go ahead and just use pure logic. I mean, EMP, it's electromagnetic pulse. It's electric. I don't even know how it would affect Godzilla's atomic breath. So, yeah. EMP did not affect Godzilla's breath. So we covered the EMP and meteor thing. All the disclaimers, I think, we're finally ready to go. So, now to the main reason you're all here. Kong being able to beat Godzilla. We're going to be comparing the two monsters in these categories. Strength, intelligence, durability, speed, agility, stamina/endurance, body shape, and experience. Let's get right into it. Strength. You guys probably think that Godzilla has a strength advantage, but flat out, it's Kong. And here's why. Godzilla was barely able to lift an enemy of near size and weight off the ground. He only pushed her. Kong effortlessly lifted an enemy of equal size and weight off the ground like nothing. This might not mean anything considering Kong and Ramarak's weight, but what you need to take into account is the fact that Kong was extremely low on stamina, like incredibly low, and that's due to being knocked out once by suffocation and another 2 times by blunt force. The fact that he was still able to pull off these incredible feats after those knockouts show just how great his strength is. Plus, lifting that boulder as big as his upper body, which was estimated to weigh around 800 tons, as you can see right here, and jumping into the air with it from a cliff only to hit Ramarak with enough force to shatter it upon impact is impressive. Again, considering his low stamina. Another impressive strength feat is when right after Kong effortlessly swung this enemy of equal size and near weight over his shoulder, he then proceeds to swing Ramarak nearly 300 feet away, with enough force to have him ricochet off the mountain wall. You'd have to be insanely strong to do that. Go swing someone by their leg and launch them against the wall, and a purely rock wall. They'll just hit the wall and fall down. Now, if you had generated enough force, which Kong barely had enough time to gather the momentum to do so, you still wouldn't be able to have them ricochet off the wall unless you were incredibly strong. So the fact that Kong lifted an enemy of equal size and near weight off the ground when extremely low on energy, while Godzilla couldn't even get an enemy of near size and weight off the ground, that goes to show that Kong has a strength advantage and is proportionally stronger. Even though Godzilla was already low on stamina, Kong was just way lower due to being knocked out 3 times and once by suffocation. Common sense. I mean, apes can lift over 8 times their own weight, and Kong has been shown to use his strength when he needs to later into the battle, which would definitely catch Godzilla off guard. Strength advantage goes to Kong. Intelligence. Kong so obviously has the advantage here, it's not even funny. I'm just going to list most feats of his intelligence I could find. For one thing, he forced the helicopters to stop making noise or else a Ramarak would wake up. This shows signs of intelligence in the sense that he's aware of the consequences of the humans' explosions and stuff, so that's why he forces them to stop. He actively tracked down the cries of the Skur Buffalo in order to remove the helicopter wreckage. Kong seemed to recognize that Packard was the one who was causing the explosions and moved to kill him while leaving some other humans alone. He used the boulder, the propeller of a ship, and a tree to his advantage in the fight with Ramarak, even stripping the trees of its branches so that it wouldn't cushion the impact. It wouldn't cause splinters for Ramarak and make the damage worse, because at Ramarak's size, it's just practically a cushioner, hence why Kong got rid of them. He remembered being cut by the helicopter propeller and used the boat propeller to his advantage, even combining it with the chain for extended reach. He did this on the fly, you guys. Most humans aren't even smart enough to do that. He saved Weaver when she was knocked underwater, and the reason this shows intelligence is because he knew she could run out of breath, which is why he then hurried up the fight with Ramarak. Now let's see why most people consider Godzilla smart. Because he timed his attack against the male Muto. Alright, I will say that's smart, but here's what brings that feat down a few points. The moment he did that, the building came crashing down onto him. How dumb do you have to be to tail whip the male into a building and not expect that building to come down on top of you? It could be excused if Godzilla has never seen a building before, but not when just moments before he was slamming the female Muto through one, which shows that he knew how much force a building could take before it'd crumble. So his one intelligence feat isn't even that smart when it backfired on him badly. He could have nearly died a second time. This is excluding the first time where Ford saved him. If the female was still there and Godzilla was incapacitated due to said building falling on top of him, then she would have kept beating him and he couldn't have gone up from that due to, well, being incapacitated. I've heard people say he knew about a specific nerve in the female Muto's neck, which he bit on to paralyze her, but that just doesn't make sense, okay? That's stretching. That's called animal instinct, and with Godzilla's bite, yeah, she's bound to be stunned, especially if it's on the neck, yeah. So he just got in a lucky shot. Godzilla is smart, but not smarter than Kong. Not by a long shot. Especially due to the fact that Kong is a kid and still growing. That shows he's only getting way smarter. Kong is a primate. Naturally, he's bound to be smarter. Intelligence advantage obviously goes to Kong. Durability. Now this one clearly goes to Godzilla. Not because of the nuke feat, but because in battle, he's just armored. Now in Kong's case, we don't know just how durable he'll be, but we can logically infer that 1, he'd be durable enough for proper battle. This includes getting clawed at and bitten, which he encounters on a daily basis. And 2, he won't be one-shotted by the atomic breath. Not only does that not make a good film, but Kong has been shown to be fireproof. Vogt Roberts did confirm this at one point, but in the film, you can clearly see the fire embers on Kong's skin does not get past his skin. What made him pass out wasn't the napalm itself, but the oxygen being burnt out of the air by the napalm. That's what they were going to use to kill the Gargantuas. And as far as I can tell, Godzilla's atomic breath does not burn oxygen out of the air. It just has a lot of force. It's hot, not saying it isn't, but it's not hot to the point where it burns oxygen out of the fucking air. Not to mention that Kong can get hit a few times, but after that it's rendered ineffective because Kong would not only see the charge up, but he'd hear it too, and he'd immediately know to either get out of the way or get in the way, in the sense that he would like grab Godzilla's neck and aim it up so the atomic breath fires off harmlessly into the air. Okay guys, I also want to mention that Kong tanked flesh-melting ink from the Meyer squid. I remember this was a point I used to use, but I just totally forgot about it. But yeah, that ink that the Meyer squid had, the one that it contained, in which Kong just straight up crushed its skull, drenching his foot in this fluid, ink, my bad. Kong didn't even notice it, didn't give it a second's thought. And that's because, I guess he kind of, I remember I used to say, Kong in a way evolved to like, adapt, not evolved, he adapted to his opponent's weaponry. He adapted to the bullets. First it shocked him, and then he just got used to it. And I'm assuming that when he first encountered this ink, it shocked him, and then he got used to it. And if we keep going upon that account, you'll eventually lead up to he's hit by the atomic breath, and he's incredibly shocked, and then he just gets used to it. He's able to adapt to his opponent and his surroundings. He's able to dodge that beam. He's able to tank it in order to like get the upper hand. This is like in the sense that he would like block it with his arm. It would still burn him nonetheless, but you know, he's not getting hit in the face, so that's all that really matters. able to dodge it or able to tank it, or he's able to think around it and is able to, okay, I'm going to hear the beam. I know when it's going to hit me, so I can either dodge this or I can like grab his face and like aim it the other way. I know I already said this in the actual video. This was just me touching upon the fact that he adapts to his opponent's weaponry. He did so with the Mire Squid's ink, which was flesh melting, and obviously this is in the comic. This is where I got the information that it is flesh melting ink. It is from the creature profile. This was the case with the Mire Squid's ink. It was the case with bullets, and it most certainly will be the case with Godzilla's atomic breath. Quite likely, in my opinion. Back to the video. So yeah, durability goes to Godzilla. Speed. Kong has this. It's just so obvious. Even at 300 feet, he'd still be extremely fast. I mean, he could weigh anywhere from 40,000 to 55,000 tons, but he'd still be as fast as the male Muto was when flying. The female was already fast for her size and mass, but Kong is a different story. Let me break it down like this, because some people aren't smart enough to know Kong will be way faster even at that height. If you guys think Kong will be as slow as Godzilla, then listen up, because you're dead wrong. The female Muto clearly had a larger body mass than Godzilla, and this is due to her massive arms and body, but Godzilla just weighed more. The female, however, was faster than Godzilla. She was running and she was also climbing buildings. If the female's massive size still was faster than Godzilla, imagine how much faster Kong would be at his lower weight and body mass. But wait, I heard some people saying Godzilla still beat the male Muto, so speed is nothing. Well, think about it like this. See, the male Muto was flying head-on towards Godzilla. Big mistake. Where the Muto messed up, however, was that he didn't think Godzilla was going to use his tail. If he did think that, he would have dodged it. Kong will think Godzilla would use his tail. This is due to the skull crawlers using their tails and just Kong's experience encountering these sorts of creatures. But the thing with the male is that when he was flying towards Godzilla, he didn't have enough friction to quickly dodge the tail since he's airborne. Kong, however, has the friction or traction of the ground to quickly leap or dodge last second in order to block that tail. He's fast enough to do so, and he actually has the ground's traction to do this, unlike the male who was suspended in the air. Speed goes to Kong. Agility. Kong is easily the more agile of the two. I don't even have to go in depth about this. Agility goes to Kong. Stamina/endurance. Godzilla swam across the world, tracking the Mutos down, fought them, then collapsing due to pure exhaustion, resting for a day. This is impressive, but Kong has a greater stamina/endurance. He was knocked out 3 times, but what's important is that the first time he was knocked out, it was due to lack of oxygen. I don't know if you guys have ever been knocked out before, but if that's already bad enough, being knocked out by lack of oxygen, that sets him lower than Godzilla's stamina, right off the bat. And yet the strength and speed feats he pulls off, after being knocked out by suffocation, to chase down Ramorak after, when he carried a massive estimated 800-ton boulder that's as big as his head and upper body, lifting that over his head, and then climbing a cliff and leaping over it to slam it on Ramorak's head with enough force to shatter it upon impact, followed by all the other strength feats he pulls off in battle, only to walk away like nothing happened and keep patrolling his island? Kong definitely has the stamina/endurance advantage. There's no question about it. And we know he didn't sleep right away after that battle, because he literally is just patrolling his island at the end of the film. So Kong has the stamina/endurance advantage. Body shape. The reason this category is in here is because Kong has the better body shape, and most people fail to even recognize this as a category, when in reality it really matters in the fight. If anything, it makes the fight. What I mean by this is, look at it this way. Kong has the body shape that lets him get out of all Godzilla's primary attacks. That push and grab move, Kong has long enough arms to get them out and over Godzilla's own arms, to then either punch his jaw or even hip throw him by holding onto Godzilla and leaning over diagonally. He has been shown to do that, so it's not that out there to think that. That tail whip, an easy dodge or him absorbing the blow to catch Godzilla's tail, then to swing him or some shit. Godzilla leaning in and biting, Kong could dodge and get his arm over Godzilla and headlock him, like in that Zimon animation. Even when being stomped, Kong can grab Godzilla's foot and try to make him lose balance. It would be hard for Godzilla to lose his balance considering his massive tail and his overall support system, but Kong can still be able to make him lose balance. You realize that Godzilla's body shape puts him at a disadvantage in terms of being thrown to the ground. He's going to take a while to get back up, and Kong can get up way quicker due to his body shape. Even though Godzilla has the brute force advantage, his body still puts him at more of a disadvantage because of the fact that he can't get up quickly or even attack that fast for the matter. And Kong being able to throw Godzilla to the ground more than once means trouble for Godzilla. So to recap, Kong's body shape allows him to get out of and counter all Godzilla's primary attacks, which is what makes him such a formidable foe and challenge for Godzilla. Body shape advantage goes to Kong. Experience. Now, you all might say Godzilla has the experience advantage, but it's really Kong who has it. Why? Because Godzilla has been sleeping most of his life, and when he has fought other kaiju, he only fought the Mutos. Shinomura is a shaky topic since awakening is so inconsistent. Kong, however, has fought every single day of his life, and he hasn't only fought the far more faster and agile skullcrawlers, but a whole entire variety of other creatures on the island, an ecosystem of different kaiju. So to recap, Kong has fought different creatures every day of his life, like literally every day. Go ahead and read the comic if you don't believe me. While Godzilla has slept most of his life, and at most, only fought around 5 different monsters, and that's being generous if we assume he 1v1s Rodan and Mothra. Maybe he fought Shinomura, again, shaky topic. All Godzilla has fought were Mutos. Also, consider the fact that Rodan and King Ghidorah are, so far as we know, dormant and either in a state of hibernation or, well, actually that's the only state they can be in. And yeah, they're really tired, and when they wake up, they're probably gonna be really tired or not at their fullest. And Mothra, I don't even know about Mothra. She's in her cocoon state right now, right? I'm pretty sure the Temple of the Moth shows that only shows her true form, not her true form, her adult form, but currently she's in her cocoon. I don't even think we're gonna see her larva form yet. Honestly, I really don't think so. But yeah, Kong has the experience advantage. So in retrospect, Kong has the strength, speed, intelligence, agility, experience, stamina/endurance, and body shape advantage. Godzilla has the durability, brute force, and weapons advantage. And when you really think about it, his atomic breath will be rendered ineffective after its initial use due to all given signs of when it's going to be fired, which is the glow and the sound. And Godzilla's armor? It's bound to give in, considering he bled from the Mutos. He's not all that invincible, you know. This is why I believe Kong can logically beat Godzilla. I'm not saying Godzilla stands no chance at all. That's ridiculous. What I am saying is that Kong, at the very least, stands a chance against Godzilla. Plus, if he didn't, the movie wouldn't be made. Kong is also the face of the Monsterverse, so it makes sense that he'd put up a fight against Godzilla. Personally, I think he can beat him, and I have valid reasons as to why. I hope this video at least opened up a lot of ignorant G-fans' eyes. Again, guys, even though I'm more of a Kong fan, I still fucking love Godzilla. I mean, I've been rewatching Godzilla Final Wars, and damn do I love that film, even though it's incredibly cheesy. That design is still so badass. I'm really excited for the SH Monstars King Goji because that design is so cool, as well as NECA's. I still have to rebuy some SH Monstars due to some of them being destroyed and broken, since I've been collecting since I was a kid, so naturally I played with these meticulously detailed figures and I ended up breaking them. But yeah, I still have to recollect a lot of my figures. I'm gonna be rebuying. You know what? I just bought the SH Monstars Mechagodzilla 2, the second release of the line, and Garuda, the original. I could have bought the Super Mechagodzilla repaint, but I really didn't feel like it. I want to, it's really badass, but it's not my priority right now. I just wanted the originals first. But right after that, on my list, I have to buy the Aggregate Destroyer forms and Space Godzilla, the original release. I might need to rebuy Little Godzilla and Fire Rodan, because I'm not sure where my box for Little Godzilla is. I have to go in my storage and find it. But I hope to God, if I do not have the accessories, the crystals, Like if any peg is missing, I will rebuy that one. And Rodan, I'm missing the flight stand, which is by far the most important accessory in his massive like accessory like packaging. If anyone in the SH Monsters community wants to give away their Rodan flight stand, please hit me up, please, because I'm in dire need of one. I don't want to have to rebuy the figure, but I will if it comes down to it. Yeah, I have a lot more Godzilla videos coming out. I'm going to be doing like an SH Monster Arts video. I'm going to be doing maybe an anime video because I really, really dislike the anime. Like, it's so overrated and just terrible in quality. But yeah, so even though one of them is not real, they're not a hate video. It's more of a my opinion video, which is a hateful opinion. Rightfully so, though. I mean, come on, the anime's terrible. I do plan on the SH Monsters video soon, and I'm gonna be making a video on Creed, not Creed Bratton from The Office, a Creed with Michael B. Jordan from the Rocky series. So yeah, go ahead and look out for that. By the way, I'm open to a debate, but please keep it civil and try not to repeat any of your points. If I saw your point and I like not countered it, but like I gave you a proper rebuttal, try not to like keep repeating what you're saying because I already gave you a rebuttal, and if you find that rebuttal invalid, then I don't know, we'll figure it out. But yeah, just please try to keep the debates in the comment section civil, and I don't want to see any hate from Godzilla fans. Again, I'm a Godzilla fan, but if you dare to even think or say that Godzilla can be defeated, a lot of kids are gonna go fucking crazy over that, and it's really, really stupid. I mean, go to Triassic Iceman, go to Tommy H's YouTube channels. They both have a lot of ignorant G fans, and it's really annoying seeing that. But yeah, anyways, guys, leave a like. I know this video is bound to have more dislikes due to other offended G fans who are in dire shock of me even daring to say that Godzilla can be defeated. Comment, don't hate though, and subscribe for more. This is King Kong 9100 signing out. See ya.